Hi, my name is Javaheri. Yesterday, the Rams 2024 schedule was released. We have a bunch of great games, especially at home. In this video, we'll be overviewing all of our games, including our preseason games, and we'll be talking about the ticket prices for our home games. Yesterday, the Rams released a crazy video for our schedule that got everyone very hyped. So let's watch the video.
I say self-made, meaning I design myself. Damn right, I like the life I'm built. West side 60, I might got killed. Standing so tall, I think I might got still. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will. 96 Impala, thug like four wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like the boss asked me how I feel. Step the street and touching them first meals. One slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. Grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. One slice,
Okay.
got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, look. I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. According to the way that I'm positioned, it's biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. West side RSC's is us. LAPDO, I'ma squeeze and bust. If a rap, then switch cheese and bust. I've been grinding all my life. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Bust. If a rap, then switch cheese and bust. All this rap money, look, I need too much. Money, loyalty, and love, and the dream we trust. You switching up the players on your team too much? Tiny copy, that's my love, young supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what? Ain't you get off on whoever hustle seem to brush? Las Vegas strip hop, yeah, you creep the bugs. After all that looking tough, all these single stunts. If you send it right, brother, please sing it up.
Wow, what a video. So that was our video. It's called The Race to New Orleans. It got all the Rams fans hyped up and it was really fun just going through all of our games on a car. The video had a lot of Easter eggs. Like you saw they not like us on the car they're listening to, and the picture was the Niners fans leaving SoFi after we beat them at the NFC Championship game. I was at that game. I remember seeing it on the Oculus. But yeah, a bunch of Easter eggs, and it was a really fun video that got everyone hyped up. So let's start the overview for all of our games this season. We start the year week 1 of the preseason at home at SoFi Stadium against the Dallas Cowboys. Rams Cowboys preseason, we'll get to see a bunch of rookies like Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. We'll see Blake Corum, so it should be very exciting as we see all the rookies making their Rams debut. Week 2 of the preseason, we're also at home, technically at home. We play the Chargers at SoFi. another game of getting to see the rookies, so that would be fun. And then the final week of the preseason, week 3 of the preseason, we play the Houston Texans on the road at NRG Stadium. That's the finale for the preseason, so it'll be our last chance to have like a game where it doesn't really matter before the regular season. Week 1 of the regular season, we start the season the way last season ended. We play the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football at Ford Field. We all know what happened the last time we played them. That was our most recent game. It was a very unfortunate loss, but we'll try to get our revenge, payback. Sunday Night Football with America watching again. So it should be a very fun game. Matthew going back to Ford Field again. They'll probably boo him again, but it doesn't matter. So we'll try to get our revenge, and I'm really excited about that game. I can't wait for that Sunday in week 1. Week 2, we are also on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals just drafted Marvin Harrison, so they got a little bit better, but we always beat the Cardinals, especially on the road. Usually we take over their stadium sometimes. Last season, the Cardinals road game at Arizona was really fun. We blew out the Cardinals, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again. Week 3 is our home opener. Last year our home opener was against the Niners, and this year our home opener will also be against the Niners. Niners are a good team, but they just lost the Super Bowl. Damn, I'm so happy about that. But yeah, they lost the Super Bowl, and they're coming to SoFi for our home opener. It's going to be a fun game. We'll see Brock Purdy and everyone. Hopefully we could beat them. I hate the Niners a lot, so it's always good to beat them. The last time we played them, Week 18, was basically a preseason game last season, but it was a win. So any win over the Niners is amazing. Hopefully we could get a win again against the Niners. Week 4, we play the number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams, in the Bears at Chicago. Should be a fun game. The Bears got much, much better. They just got Keenan Allen. As I said, they got Caleb Williams with the first pick. Their defense got better. So it'll be fun at Chicago. I'm happy it's earlier in the year, so it's not going to be cold. That should also be a W. Week 5, we play the Green Bay Packers at SoFi Stadium. Normal 10 o'clock game. A normal 1 o'clock game. I thought it would be prime time. I was pretty surprised that it wasn't, but it's going to be a normal Sunday afternoon game at SoFi. It's going to be a very fun game playing against Jordan Love, who made the divisional round last year but lost to the Niners. And hopefully we could beat them. Jordan Love, as I said, he's really good, and that team got better, I would say. Then we have a very early bye this year. Week 6 is our bye week. I'm not too happy about how early it is, but it's pretty early. But we'll come out of the bye pretty strong. We play the Raiders coming out of the bye at home. Week 7, last time we played the Raiders was that Baker Mayfield game, where it was his first game for the Rams. He had 2 days of preparation, and we won that game. That was a fun game. So at SoFi, that should be a fun game. I see us winning that game. Week 8, Thursday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. I love how much primetime we have this year, especially at SoFi. Primetime games at SoFi are the best. So, yeah, it should be a fun game. The Vikings, they have J.J. McCarthy and Sam Darnold as their quarterbacks. I don't know who's going to be starting that game, but it'll be fun to see, and hopefully we win that game, especially because it's such a big game since it's on primetime. Week 9, we're on the road against the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field. Last year we swept the Seahawks. It was pretty easy, and I think we could do it again. Seahawks haven't got much better. They just got a new coach, and that's it. So we should sweep them again. And then Week 10, we play the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football at home. Rams haven't had a Monday Night Football game at home with fans at SoFi Stadium ever. The last Monday Night Rams football game at SoFi was in 2020 against the Bears, but there were no fans. So this is going to be the first Monday night game at SoFi with fans. Regular season. The Cardinals game during the Super Bowl run was a Monday night game, but it was the playoffs. So yeah, fun game against the Dolphins. Should be really good. Tyreek Hill, Tua, they're all coming to town. So hopefully we win that game. Then in Week 11, we're on the road against the Patriots. Patriots just lost Bill Belichick, but they did just draft Drake May. Drake May is a great quarterback, but also the Patriots, they're one of the worst teams in the league this upcoming season. So I see it as a pretty easy win. Week 12, we're at home against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. There's so many primetime games this year, and it makes me so happy. So, Eagles, SNF, a 5:20 game. It'll be really fun. Two amazing offenses. Saquon Barkley coming to town. It'll be fun. Last year, we lost to the Eagles at home, but it was early in the season. But it was good. It was a fun game because Cooper Kupp came back. But hopefully we win it this time. And then in week 13, we have the Saints on the road. We played the Saints last season on Thursday Night Football at home, but this time it's on the road. The Saints are one of those teams, they haven't got much better. They didn't get worse either. They still have the same coach. Derek Carr's still their quarterback. I see it as another easy win. Week 14, a game that I thought would be on prime time. Week 14 against the Buffalo Bills at home. It's not prime time. It's a normal 125 game at SoFi Stadium. It should be a very fun game. Josh Allen versus Matthew Stafford at home. Last time we played the Bills, it wasn't fun, but it was our opener after we won the Super Bowl. The banner ceremony when they cut open the banners, our Super Bowl banners at SoFi. So they spoiled that night. So I want to get some revenge. Week 15 against the Niners. No one likes the Niners, but yeah, it's a Thursday night game, another primetime game against the Niners. I don't know if we'll win this one because we're not that good. Thursday night games, primetime games at Levi's Stadium just have a history of not going well for us. I remember 2019 we got eliminated in the playoffs on a Saturday night at Levi's, and then like the year we won the Super Bowl, we lost there on a Sunday night, I think. Even the 2020 season, we lost there on a Sunday night. 2022, we lost there on a Monday night. So, yeah, Levi's on prime time is not always a good spot for us. But I think we could win that game, especially later in the season. After that, week 16, we're at the New York Jets. It's an early morning game, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're playing Aaron Rodgers. Probably the last time we see Matthew Stafford versus Aaron Rodgers. Rams going to MetLife, the stadium with not good turf. So hopefully we don't have injuries, but I think we could win that game. Hopefully we will. The final two games of the season, the Arizona Cardinals and Seattle Seahawks, both at home. Both should be pretty easy games at SoFi, and hopefully we win both before the playoffs. So that's our full 2024 schedule, and now let's go over some ticket prices. So the get-in price, it's the cheapest ticket for an entire game. That's what get-in price means. So we'll be talking about the get-in price for all of our games. All of our home games. Week 1 preseason against the Cowboys, the get-in price is $32. It's a preseason game, so it makes sense. Pretty cheap, like all preseason games. Then we play the Chargers at home in week 2 of the preseason game. It's loading up right now. The get-in price should be also pretty cheap. It's $11. That is a very cheap price for an NFL game, especially when it's two rival teams. Kind of. I went to Rams-Chargers preseason like 2 years ago, the first game after we won the Super Bowl. It was a fun game. We won that game. Yeah, at SoFi. And the reason I'm calling it a home game is because there's more Rams fans than Chargers fans. When I went in 2022 in the preseason, it was like, I would say 60-40 Rams fans. So that's that game. Then our home opener for the regular season against the Niners. Niners game is always very, very expensive. I checked last night, it was like 142. Now it's 141. 141 is the getting price for the Niners. So Rams fans, go buy your tickets for that game. I don't want to get taken over again. I'll try to go, but we'll have to see. It's a really expensive game. Then Packers. Last night, Packers was the most expensive game. I don't know why. It was like $200 last night. Let's see what it is now. $182 is the get-in price. Wow. $182. But Packers, they have a large fan base coming to town. It's going to be a very fun game. So, yeah, that's that. Rams versus Las Vegas coming out of the bye at home at SoFi. That game, the get-in price is $111. And get-in price is usually like nosebleeds. Like the cheapest tickets are like nosebleeds. Like if you want real seats, usually I like to sit in the 200 section, like between 234, 233, 232. So like let's see what cheapest ticket in section 232 is $279. So really expensive, but hopefully it drops down. Our week 10 game, our week week 8 game at home against Minnesota on Thursday Night Football is pretty cheap. $80 is a get-in price. It's not too bad, especially for a primetime game. I'm actually really excited for that game, and I want to go. I want to go to all games, of course. Every single game I want. Last year I only went to the Browns game. It was a fun game, but yeah, I only went to one game last year, so I'm hoping to go to more. So yeah, 80 for the Vikings on Thursday night. Then week 10 against Miami on Monday night. I'm very excited, bro. We have OBJ and Jalen coming back to SoFi for the first time. Both Super Bowl champions with the Rams. See what the get-in price for that is. That's $94, also another cheap game. So two of our primetime games at home, the Vikings and the Dolphins, are pretty cheap for primetime games. Then Philadelphia. Philadelphia was really expensive. Philadelphia in week 12 on Sunday Night Football. Wow, we have a bunch of primetime games at SoFi. I love it. Primetime games at SoFi are the best. I love going to them. Get-in price now dropped a little. It's $130 for the get-in against the Eagles in week 12. Sunday Night Football, so it makes sense to be expensive, especially against a team like the Eagles. The Bills in week 14, it's a normal Sunday game. The get-in price, it's loading up. $92, also pretty cheap. Compared to other games, I would say 100 or less is cheap if it's not the Cardinals or Seahawks. Cardinals, Seahawks are always cheap. Let's check the Arizona game in week 17. It's going to be really cheap. Last year was so cheap. It's full of Rams. Such a good game. $40 is a get-in against Arizona. And then the final game in week 18. I think we're going to be resting starters in week 18. I think we're going to be very good. Against the Seahawks, the get-in, it's loading up. I'm assuming it would be around like the 80 range. Let's see. It's $55. Wow, really good. So I would say the prices are a little bit better than last year. Just like the Steelers game last year was crazy. The Niners, Eagles, those are all really expensive. They're still expensive, but improvements, and hopefully the prices continue to go down so we can get more Rams fans at SoFi for our games. So yeah, that's the video. So this is our schedule. It's not that bad of a schedule. I'm very optimistic about this team. I think we're really good. I think we're winning the Super Bowl this year. I see when I look at this schedule, there's not a lot of losable games. Like, yeah, Lions is going to be hard, but we should win that. Niners, I think we'll be good in the beginning. We'll win that. We'll start like maybe 7-0, 8-0. I see us going between either 14-3 or 13-4. But also, I'm really biased. I love this team. So yeah, that's our schedule, and the video was hyped, and there's a lot of hype for the season. So thanks for watching, and that's it. Go Rams. Okay, bro.